Call the roll.
Kinsey,
Here.
Logston,
Here.
Mossberg, Parker, Turner.
Here.
We have a quorum, so next item we'll recognize the visitors. We have Marion from the paper, Jadon from the city, and April from Plain Plastics. Next item, number 4, consideration and action to approve minutes of the regular meeting on January 14th, 2019.
I've got a correction. I didn't vote nay on Garver. I abstained.
Okay.
Make a motion, we approve the minutes as amended.
Second.
Motion second. Call the roll, please.
Kinsey,
Yes.
Turner,
Yes.
Logston.
Yes. Next item, number 5, reports. City Council report.
See, well, we have, the mayor's working down there. We're getting close to starting on, needing to start on our budget process. We have been advertising for a, part-time one or two part-time employees, but have not had any applicants yet. And we're going to be continuing that cycle. The committee met, the RFP committee met last, on the 5th, I believe it was, and we finalized the RFQ that was advertised out last Sunday. It will run for 2 weeks. It'll be open for 21 days. And I believe we have set March 7th as the evaluation day. So that the 5th will be the day we open RFQs. I'll get all of them out to the the committee members, and we will meet on the 7th to evaluate and try to come up with a recommendation. And that would be my report from the City Council at this time.
The ad for part-time help,
Yeah.
I noticed it said, what, 1.5 year experience?
Oh, year.
Year experience? I mean, are we going to get anybody that's got a year experience?
As a general laborer, or just a year experience as general laborer is all we were
Okay,
looking for.
maybe I misread it. I
Yeah.
took it as aviation experience.
No, I'm just looking
Okay.
for a year of work experience is
Okay.
all we were looking for.
Okay.
Oh, I misunderstood that. I might make a suggestion. In a lot of ads, willing to train.
Okay. Maybe we'll look at that, and we're going to be advertising some more, and I'm going to be advertising through some workforce stuff. So we're just not. I haven't got any applicants in quite a while.
I might suggest putting the ad in Northwestern
We did.
paper. Oh,
We
you did
did.
one in?
Mhm.
Good,
Okay.
good. That's
Yeah.
been some of our best people.
Yeah, we've already done that.
Good.
Okay. Anything else for the City Council report? No, we'll go to the manager's report.
Okay, our January 2019 fuel report, as you can see, it's been kind of a slow month, especially on the Jet A side. Been doing real good on the 100 low lead. Had we're talking 100 low lead now, had 2173 gallons, 2,173 sold out of the pump. Did another almost 496, 495.8 off the avgas truck for a total of 2668.8 at 10,351.95. Like I said, it's been real slow on the Jet A side. Really had some King Airs and stuff in here, but we just put fuel on one King Air. Most of them it's been Eagle Med and stuff, but we did have them call inquiring about fuel, so maybe we'll get them in here another time. But had 593 gallons sold of Jet A at $1,994.55 for a total of $12,473.74 overall for the month of January on the fuel sales. Things I'd like to discuss is, and I told Dale, I think this, and maybe Terry, I went ahead and emailed a copy of the OCC violations that we received out here back in December the 10th for our fuel farm. I've always used double check in the past, double check outing. It seems to be pretty busy. This is a new federal regulation on the spill bucket test. It's a new thing, and they have to have a trailer made. So I got a hold of a couple of other places, petroleum marketers out of Dallas. They're not going to be able to work for us, and still waiting to hear from Boydale out of Oklahoma City to see if I can get another estimate on getting them over here to address the violations that we're still out of compliance with. I think there's going to be some leeway though with the OCC since this is a new testing procedure. So we got the windsock back in and got it up and working. We did realize one thing since we sent it back to the factory, and if they're generous, outgoing, they went ahead and fixed it at no cost for us. We just had to pay the shipping back to Pennsylvania to the factory and then get it paid to have it shipped back here. But the windsocks we were receiving free from the Oklahoma Aeronautical Association are too heavy of a material to go on that wire hoop frame out there. That's what caused it to come down in the first big thunderstorm last year. So we did go ahead and purchase a new windsock. It's lighter weighted material. I don't know if you've seen it, but it's even a lot more visible at night now, where that free one from the OAA was heavier and the light didn't shine through as well. So Angelica's going to help me. I'm going to try to get a spreadsheet going on when all these inspections are due, because you've got annual inspection, you've got 3-year inspections. If you have to have any maintenance done, then those inspection dates change. They can always be changing. So she's going to help me design a spreadsheet so I can keep a book. So that was one thing that the OCC violated this summer, or gave us a violation, was we were behind on the line testing like a week. We didn't realize, so I want that visible where I can see it. I talked to Terry a little bit. I'm going to try to start getting the mowers and stuff over here ready, over here to Western, to get them kind of ready for mowing season, because if it's like last year, I might have a pretty early mowing season, so I want to get started on that. I did contact the guy that they had the contract with for our AWAS. We're behind on the inspection on that, and he's very understanding and knows that. However, with the government shutdown, they got even more backed up, so he's going to try to get out. But we have this other government shutdown looming this week, so he's going to get out and do some work on the AWAS and get us back up to the inspection where it needs to be. And he said right now the FAA is just giving a lot of leeway on that AWAS inspection because of the government shutdown and stuff. Had a Gulfstream 280 called here a week ago last Saturday inquiring about the weight limit on the runway. Terry brought up a point to me that, and I got on an air nav and looked at all the airports in Oklahoma, and I talked to Joe Don about this. We are the only, there's 26 regional airports listed in Oklahoma. As as regional airports. Out of those 26, we're the only one that doesn't have a weight limit on our runway. So I talked with Joe Don about it. I got him the plans. I found the plans out here from the runway project back in 2008, and I think he's going to get the paperwork submitted either with Garf and talk to Meyer so we can get the weight limits listed. That Gulfstream 280, he weighed, I think, like 39,000 when he was full of fuel. But,
What was those Netflix jets that came in?
so this one was actually,
Those are the biggest things I'd ever seen.
this was a pretty good sized jet that came in. Fortunately, we didn't get to sell any fuel, but
Yeah, I thought it was,
net jets.
Net jets,
Net
thank
jets.
you. I had some.
yeah, I thought it was a runway classification that had the weight limits on it.
So,
Since we're a B2, we had to be a certain strength of runway to be classified as that, but
anyway, I just did what I could to, I told this gentleman, I'm sorry, I don't really know, but I'm gonna work to find this out, and we'll work to try to get that on their nav and websites, because, like I said, I don't know how many airport it listed on there, but then it's broke down to municipal airports, regional. There's 26 regionals listed in Oklahoma, and we're the only one that didn't have a weight limit, so. I have issued 2 NOTAM since the last board meeting. We put one out for the Reels lights on January the 29th, and then the other day on the 7th, when we had the ice storm and everything out here was all glazed over. I went ahead and issued a NOTAM for that about 10 o'clock in the morning, and then I was able to cancel at about 2 o'clock, and we've been putting those on the AWOS as well as calling them in, so. I had a gentleman today named Connor McDermott. He's representing the Alliance for Aviation Across America. He called me today, inquiring about if we'd like to have Alva Regional Airport listed. He said it's no charge for us. It's called a membership, but it's no charge. And he said that they work a lot with governors and states and other various people at state levels. It's just to help promote general aviation throughout the country and what the economic impacts of general aviation can do for your community. And I told him that I would tell you guys that he called me today, and if there's not a problem and it's a no-cost deal, they send out like a newsletter once a month that comes via email, and it kind of tells what they've been doing and stuff. So one thing I would like to suggest, as the new manager, if that's okay with everybody, I guess I'm the new manager. Joe Don said I left today, so that will be up to you later on. But we noticed, we're going to talk about, you guys are going to take a vote on getting approval for the real lights. I know there's been a spending limit in the past due to some things being purchased maybe unnecessarily. I was wondering if the board would like to consider maybe having a breakdown in spending limit, because so much of this stuff, like our fuel inspections or when our cathodic protection, when we had the lightning strike, the reels lights, it seems like when you have to call Lever Electric or the place out of Hutch for the cathodic protection or double tree out of Enid for these, I mean, it's just automatically over $1,000 and sometimes $2,000 and $3,000. So I was wondering if we maybe I could suggest something about maybe having a spending limit on the repair side and then having an outright spending limit, for routine stuff, like tools or stuff around here. If the board would like to maybe talk about that amongst yourself, but it just helped because we got this Lever Electric bill, he came out, looked everything over, and we know we need 2 circuit boards, we know we need a new 200-watt breaker, and it's going to be over $30,000 to have all this stuff fixed. So,
May a safety of flight item. wouldn't have a limit, and you oughta,
Because
It ought to be your
I'm gonna
prerogative,
talk to
uh,
somebody on the board and Joe Don before anything, but. I mean,
Yeah, we had discussed that when we put that limit in there, that things that had to be done in the real light is something that has to be done. The AWAS has to be done. I mean,
The
we're
fuel
required,
farm has to be.
we're required, we have to do that, but it's the optional things, like buying a piece of equipment
Right,
or,
right.
or some things like that, or that's what that was actually for, but we can,
I mean, you
We
were
can
very
bring that up.
specific, you were very specific about what could be purchased without being, coming to the board over $1,000 and
do you have a copy of that motion?
not with me today, no, I don't.
But anyway, I think it was understood that
yeah, we can,
items like that and safety of flight items would be excluded.
I don't believe that's the way the motion read.
I don't remember that part.
Okay?
okay.
I mean, there was the, you buy fuel, insurance, utilities, pay payroll, and some of those routine items, but everything else over $1,000 had to come to the board.
I'll say
But does that make sense, like to me, what I'm
Yeah, we can,
suggesting, reels, lights, fuel farm issues, AWAS, stuff like that, you might as well.
Understand.
Well, $1,000, that's nothing for these guys.
Understand.
we can,
You know, so.
we
I
can put
just,
that on the agenda next time to clarify that better.
Have it down.
and that's
Yeah.
basically, it's all I have for my manager report, so.
Thank you.
Okay. Any questions?
Have you had to de-ice anything? Have you used
We
de-icing
talked,
system?
I told Terry I did find down here in our storeroom off the round top, there, somebody in the past has purchased, there's a heated like 3-gallon sprayer down there. That's gonna be good for taking frost off of a 172 or a light twin. I talked to, I don't know if you've ever seen 9.3 Alpha Kilo in here. It's a gentleman that got some ground up by Medicine Lodge. They come in here. I talked to their pilot, and you'd have to have 70 of those 3-gallon sprayers to like, and they've got a CJ2, a Citation 2. He said, man, he said, it's a great idea, but it's really, what we have, it's a heated sprayer. We can get the de-icer for it, but it's gonna be, about the only thing we're gonna use it on is a very small aircraft. I mean, if you're talking, trying to de-ice a jet or something, we're not gonna have anything really to do it. And it's like he said, you're not gonna be able to get up on, to even reach the horizontal stabilizer, on that Citation. So, but we have a sprayer down there, I just need to see if it works, and looks like it's brand new to me. It might need maybe the nozzle end on it. So,
we just don't have any de-icing fluid.
de-icing fluid, and like I said, as far as having that 3-gallon sprayer, even if you had 30 gallons of that stuff, I mean, you're not gonna get much of, it's gonna help, don't get me wrong, but you're not gonna be able to really totally de-ice a Citation or anything with the hand sprayer. But it'll help knock the frost off and stuff. That's what the gentleman told me on the Citation.
Oh, yeah, I mean, you look at a airliner that's in freezing rain
Yeah,
before it takes off,
yeah,
you got a bucket truck out there
yeah,
with 500 gallons.
Yeah.
We're not gonna do that.
right. So, but I'll check it, I mean, yeah, we just need the equipment. I would
Whatever
just-
you think,
So,
be fine with me.
so, it'll help, like somebody comes in here and they're fire hawk or something,
But in that case, we can put them inside the heated hangar and warm them up.
So we had
We
a
need
light
to-
twin out here, and he didn't take off. He sat, turned around and put it in the sun. And-
Yeah, and it'd probably help, that,
and
the fluting,
on an airplane that size,
yeah, that would, it would
probably-
help.
all you
but-
need is on the wings
Yeah,
and the horizontal stabilizer.
right.
Uh,
Yeah, we can look at it,
I realize we can't do a citation or,
right.
anyway, that's,
But
whatever you think.
Well, I mean, we've looked at the fluid, that's all we have. I think we have the equipment, we need to look at the fluid. So, what the icing included cost. So,
Okay. Anything else for the manager? If not, we'll go on to item number 6, presentation of upcoming client. April?
I can't believe it's time to start talking about this again. We have about $4,500 left over from last year. We had talked last year about perhaps this year, since we don't have the air race and everything, about doing more of a pilot fly-in. Some of the games, the flower drop and stuff like that we talked about, Dale. Excuse me. We would just want to see if you guys were wanting to go ahead and do it again, or letting us have it here again. And we were thinking about maybe the last of September, or the first part of October. But we're not right in the middle of harvest. It's a little bit cooler. We won't have the large thunderstorm this time, maybe. So,
Okay, we go on to 7, discussion and action on upcoming fly-in.
Well, anything to promote the airport,
Yep.
I think it gets us out in front. I mean, what do you think?
yeah, I agree, and I think April's got a good point, you know, that middle of June, that's harvest time, you know, when you get down to the end of October, the end of September, 1st of October, most people are getting done with their wheat planting and stuff, so I think that'd, you know, either that or even move it forward, you know, April, or, but we're kinda close now, but you know what I mean, so.
Yeah, it takes quite a while to get something.
Right, yeah, and that's what I'm saying, I know, but,
Be cooler and nicer.
right,
Flying weather also.
and it just takes even on a fly-in though, I mean, you know, it takes a lot of work and planning to get it all, but I'm on board for anything to promote the airport, so.
well, last year was pretty much a learning experience. I've had a lot of people that have, asked if we were going to do it, and I think that if the weather wouldn't have been quite as bad as it was, I mean, we had a pretty good number of planes that came in, even with the weather the way it was.
Right.
Like I said, if we just kind of did it as a fly-in, I think that maybe without bringing a stunt pilot in or anything like that, I think in doing the games and the scavenger hunts and stuff like that, I think that maybe we could get a whole lot of people in there. If we started on a date this early, we could go ahead and, make sure that we had ample flyers up around all over the state. I've already talked to the guys in Shawnee, and they're more than willing to come out and do the Young Eagles again. They were very impressed for not a scheduled weekend time that they had as many kids as they had here on a Thursday. We flew 31 kids in a 2-hour period, so they were pretty impressed with that, and they said no problem, they'd love to come. So, I mean, it's just kind of up to you guys.
The kids are gonna be the future of aviation, so. I mean, were you thinking like a weekend fly-in or a one-day
Yeah,
thing?
it'd probably be, a weekend.
Okay.
So, the whole week is a long, that
Right,
made for a
yeah.
long week.
Yeah, when we had the air race and the air show. And
Now, I've been
everything going
to
on.
several air shows and would run into the different pilots, the lady pilots, and they've all said that they can't wait till the time gets to the point where they can come back here, and that they hope we would have them back. I probably didn't think that would probably be a problem. But right now we don't have to worry about that.
You're talking on the air race side, yeah. I think they kind of change their route every year, and it just
Yeah, they
depends
do.
on,
Yeah,
so,
it'd probably be a couple, 3 years,
yeah.
4 years is the way that Teresa talked like.
Yeah, I'm on board. Like I said, it takes a lot of planning and cooperation between everybody, but it's a good way to promote the airport and the general aviation industry.
I don't know that is there any action we need to take at this point? I don't think there is, but,
Well, discussion and action,
yeah,
I don't know.
I don't think there's any action that we need to take at this point, so we'll go on to item 8. Thank you,
We'll
guys.
Just one question. Are we gonna have it just so, for planning purposes, for the agenda, will we have,
We'll have her on
every
Yeah.
month until
right.
Decide what we're doing.
decide what's happening? Okay.
You get, keep us informed of what's going on.
All right.
Yeah.
It's good, just so we know for planning purposes.
Yeah.
That works.
Thank you.
Okay,
Thanks,
thank you.
guys. Appreciate you.
Thank you.
We'll go on to item 8 then. Discussion and action to have Libra Electric to install electrical items for 2 real control PCB boards in an amount not to exceed $34.54.31.
Yes.
I'll move that we approve Libra Electric Company to install that.
No, we have the money budgeted for that. It's coming out of our normal maintenance.
It's coming out of our normal maintenance, but as of, when I looked the other day, we had $22,458 in that account,
I'll
in
second,
that budget line item.
I'll second this motion.
Okay, I've got a motion and a second. Call the roll, please.
Terry, you motioned.
Yes.
All right, Terry, or Turner,
Yes.
Kinsey,
Yes.
Logsdon.
Yes. Next, we'll go on to item 9, discussion and action to enter into executive session pursuant to 25 OS 307B1 to discuss the employment, hiring, appointment, promotion, demotion, discipline, or resignation of Alva Airport Manager.
I make the motion that we enter into executive session.
Second.
Okay.
Kinsey,
Yes.
Turner,
Yes.
Logsdon.
Yes. On employment, hiring, appointment, promotion, demotion, discipline, resigning of Alva Airport Manager.
I make a motion that we approve the promotion of Greg Robinson from part-time attendant to airport manager.
I'll second it.
Call the roll, please.
Kinsey,
Yes.
Turner,
Yes.
Logsdon.
Yes. Next, we'll go to item 11, remarks and inquiries by airport board members. You guys have anything?
Do we send out notices to accounts that are in arrears?
Typically we do, yeah.
Okay.
That are past due.
Yes, we will.
I mean, I don't know that we've sent out any lately, but as a practice, we try to keep that up with it. We try to keep up with that. I don't know who's.
We get an aging statement in here. I was just noticing that we have
Some hanger rent.
some hangar rent that's in arrears, and I didn't know if there was a procedure in place to,
Yeah, we'll get,
or letters or notifications or things like that.
we've got letters we can send out.
Since that
Should
is
have been.
part of our budget process.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Anything else? If not, we'll go to remarks and inquiries by citizens.
I'm gonna make one comment, just, I brought it with me and I should have said it during the city manager's report, during the manager's, city council report. But I do wanna let y'all know that we direct mailed, bid packets to, 8 different engineering firms across the state who have inquired at one point or another, and some that I have been told about from other cities that have worked good for them and everything, and I just thought I needed to let y'all know that.
Appreciate it.
I was missing.
We had somebody from a firm a couple of years ago who gave a presentation.
KSA.
Were they included in the list?
They were included in the list. Just so you know, I'll briefly hit them pretty briefly. One was the Cowan Group Engineering out of Oklahoma City. Delta Airport Consultants Inc. out of Oklahoma City. Guernsey Engineering out of Oklahoma City. Cardinal Engineering out of Oklahoma City. CEC Corporation out of Oklahoma City. They do work for Kingfisher Airport. Kingfisher City Managers informed me they are very good, yeah, he's very pleased with the work that they do. Of course, we sent one to Garver, KSA, and the final one was Myers Engineering.
Yeah.
So it was sent, who they were sent to. And then, of course, we advertised, and we may pick up a few from the advertisement.
Okay.
A
Great.
recommendation by another city carries a lot of weight.
Yeah, I mean, if they,
That's,
Guernsey's been around a long time.
yeah,
a lot of these have been.
Yeah, we used them when I was on there, and I.
Yeah,
yeah,
a lot of them have been.
okay. Anything else by citizens? If not, we'll adjourn.